who loves you, baby.
3, 2, 1. Y'all hear that in the background? That's Jersey Boys. That's one of my faves. One of my favorite shows. One of my favorite songs in the show. And I am so excited about today's live, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm trying to step the game up a little bit. Y'all know how I do. I even put on makeup today for you guys. Actually, it's for Tommy, but I still put it on. So I'm doing good. Hey everybody, Mimi here. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I am so excited today to catch up with my old friend, Tommaso Antico. I call him Tommy. We went to college together, and we worked at Sarah Beth's West together for a little bit. And I'm so excited to talk to him today. And before I get started, obviously, hey Kate, how you doing, girl? Are you at work today? I need to swing by. But before we get started, obviously, if you're watching this in the replay, comment replay so that I know. And again, if you are watching it in the replay, thank you so much for coming back and watching it. That means you care what I have to say, and I appreciate that. If you don't mind, share this video to let everybody know what we're doing right now. And of course, to come back and watch it later because it's going to be awesome. He's going to have some great advice and, tell you how he got to where he's at, which is awesome. Especially my kids, my students. Okay, y'all need to listen since you don't ever listen to me. All right, it would be great for you to listen today. Okay. Hey, Mama. I don't know if you remember Tommy. I don't know if Tommy was there when you made Thanksgiving dinner at the Strat. I don't remember, but hey, Ma. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking now because I want y'all to meet the fabulous Tommy Antico. It's coming on right now. Hey, Tommy!
Hi!
How are you?
Hi. Hello. Very happy to be here.
Me too. I'm so happy to see you.
It's like I was saying,
I know.
Too long,
but you're so busy.
I mean, right now I'm taking time off in between gigs, but I was busy for a long time. But it's really nice to kind of just relax and look for my next gig. This is actually some of my favorite time to be in between jobs.
Oh yeah. Well, you think about it, yeah, like Christmas, holidays, you get to spend some time alone
just
or
to be
family.
at home. For the longest time I was on tour, and as lovely as it is to work. Hey, I know that song. As lovely it is to work, I also enjoy just being home and looking for the next gig. So right now I'm just auditioning, and it's so fun. It's like you can have like a great gig, and then it's like boom, back to square one, and you're back in the audition room, and you're back you're back looking for your next gig. So that's where I'm at.
That is awesome. I do have one student here, Destiny. She says she's at lunch, which is why she's probably watching.
Okay.
Destiny, do not get your phone taken away. Okay? Don't do it. Watch it until you can't, okay? But just don't get your phone taken away. All right. Well, I'm going to ask you a couple questions just to kind of get it started. Okay. So first off is, how long have you been in show business?
So I guess professionally, I've been working ever since we graduated, and since like 2002. I mean, I've always been a performer, even before, even when I was in Michigan as a kid. I was very much into band. I was in band all through like middle school and high school, and then I got into the drama arts program and choir, and so I was performing even back then. I wasn't getting paid for it, but
of course not.
That doesn't matter.
Right.
So professionally, like as a working actor since 2002. So I guess for the past 16 years.
That's awesome. I remember when you got Altar Boys.
Oh, Altar Boy. From Altar Boys to Jersey Boys. I keep doing all these boys musicals. Yeah, I know. I loved that show. I really did. And that was a really big deal because that gave me my equity card, and it was my first like really legit show in New York, off Broadway. I was the swing. I didn't care. I was like, great, get me in there. And then that first week I'm in rehearsals. They're like, guess what? We're closing. I was like, oh,
Great.
Thank you. So I was in it for a couple months, but it's okay. Moved on to my next gig.
Wow. Isn't that always how it works though? It's like always something like that happens.
Yeah. I mean, you can't count on anything. You have to that's why it's so important to enjoy and be present in the moment, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. So I did really bask in all of that glory for the whole 2 months that I was there, because it was open for years. So I thought, like, great, I'll be in this for a while. This is like a nice, like, cute government job.
Yeah.
But it was not. Shows close.
They do, and that's one of the hardest things, is that they do close and you have to move on.
Yeah.
So what was it like starting out? Like coming fresh out of college? I just remember 3 of us living in a 1-bedroom, like me and I think it was Caitlin and Courtney, and working at Docs.
Yes.
And
She's no longer
just audition. Yeah. So what was it like for you?
Pretty similar. I mean, we pounded the pavement. It was we were young, and it wasn't easy, but we were so determined, and I didn't care. I was having the best time of my life. I was sharing a 1-bedroom with 3 other people, very similar to you, and working my little side gig and going to every audition that I could, and I was just so determined, and I was young, and I was dumb. I was young and dumb, but that's what you do. You're 18.
It is.
I literally was 19 years old, and just if I could go back now, I probably wouldn't go to every single audition. I probably would be a little bit more selective with with my auditions. Like go in and nail that one, like once a week or once every couple of weeks. Really focus in on one, because I was going to every single one every single day, whether I was right for it or not, just so these people could know who I was.
Right.
But at that time, I think I was showing them things that I couldn't do instead of the things that I could.
So, that's a good one. That's really good.
So I was going in for these dance calls, and I wasn't necessarily a dancer, but I was like, I want them to see me. So I was showing them, hi, I'm not a dancer. So instead of doing that, wait and be patient for that one audition that you're really, really right for, and then go out and nail that one. That's what I would tell my younger self right now.
That is a good one. I didn't even think about that, because you're absolutely right. You just want to be in the room. You just want to be, Mama says she remembers you.
Oh, hey, Mama, you remember me, little old me?
Candace said you learned so much being young and dumb. That's a valuable lesson. It really is, especially in our business, because we just wanted to be seen, even if we weren't great. And I remember doing that exact same thing, like showing up in a MAME call, getting a call back for the dance call, and I was like, okay, and trying to fake my way through it, and I didn't get the job, and I was devastated.
We're just so eager because you're young, and you want to go out there, you want to be seen, but you have to be patient, and you have to. It's a whole industry, and these people, this is their job. They're behind the table, and they're casting directors, and it's their job to remember you. So you're going in there, and if you're not going in there with your best foot forward, then you shouldn't be going in at all.
I love that. You hear that, children? Okay. Not
But
just
listen, when I
mine.
was young, no one could tell me anything either. So it's like I had to go out and actually experience it. But from somebody that did experience it, it's like, I don't want people to make the same mistakes as that I did.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I got from point A to point B, but it was, it was rocky. I had to make some mistakes and learn from them. But it would be so much nicer if other people could learn from them so their ride could be smoother.
Yes, God. Because so you going through all that, you start working. When did you get your big break? Like when was like
I
your
guess like my big break was Jersey Boys, and it was even just getting the tour of Jersey Boys, the first national tour. I was like, great. I don't even. I mean, like obviously the main goal, just for status and validity, is to
yes,
get onto Broadway. But once you get onto Broadway, you learn that it's just another job. It's just another show and it's just another gig. And just because you're on Broadway doesn't mean that like you own Broadway or you are somebody. It's like
right.
um, you can. When I got the tour, I felt so justified and so happy. I had been auditioning for Jersey Boys for 6 years. I was in and
Wow.
out of callbacks, always getting to the end. I probably had been in about 30 times on and off. And at one
Wow.
point, I told my agent, I said, you know what? Um, I don't want to go in for them anymore. They've seen everything that I can do. If I don't get a contract from them, I don't want to go in anymore. The next thing that I hear from them is you got the job. And if it's not that, then it's okay. And maybe I thought I was right for this, but I guess I'm not. So I took a break from going in. I told my agent, no more for like a couple years. And then I switched agents, and somehow I didn't relay the information to tell them to
Okay.
not submit me, and I got in for an audition, and they were just kind of telling me like, I know, Tommaso, you've been in a million times. I really think this is like the fit for you. So I was in Michigan for my dad's like surprise 60th birthday party, and I needed to like switch my flight to go home to go to this audition. And I remember reaching out to people being like, I need a coaching. I need someone to like tell me what to do. Like, I'm going to book this. And I found the
Right.
guy that actually did the track that I did,
Oh.
and he coached me on it. And so I went in and I nailed it and I got it. And so and then I stuck with it for about 6 years on and off on tour and on Broadway. And it was, everything. It's like I grew up in that show. I went from like being like a young man to like a full on dude, full on man,
Like grown
full
man.
on grown man. It taught me so much. I'm so grateful and very. It was an honor and a privilege to be part of that that huge phenomenon of a show that it is.
Yeah. Oh wait, I got frozen for a second.
Did I get
Okay,
frozen?
I was.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lag though. If there's a lag, can somebody tell me on that end, on my end, if there's a lag? Mama says yes. You were little and cute.
Oh, I was little. You're little and cute.
With curly
I was
hair.
with curly hair. I did have curly hair. Oh,
Yes, you did. You did. And then Candace said, if you can give like a brief description of Jersey Boys and what role that
okay,
you.
yeah. So a brief of what it's about. Yeah, so Jersey Boys is about four blue collar guys that grew up in New Jersey on the wrong side of the town, and through uh, becoming this musical group, they rose to stardom with being this like sensation, and they changed music history for forever. They broke countless music records, and the show starts out when they're kids, and then you see them come together. You see them in the recording studio, and then you see them on the Ed Sullivan Show. And throughout the show, you see them growing up. So they go from like 20 years old to 60 years old. So it's really just like a VH1 behind the music look
Yeah.
into their life. And a lot of people just say that it's a play with music, because it's not a typical musical where, I'm so happy I can't do anything else but sing, and so every time that we sing, it's because we're in a concert, or we're in a recording studio, or we're rehearsing, so it makes sense while we're singing. A lot of times in musical theater, God bless, but like it's sometimes it's like random. It's like, why are you singing right now out of nowhere? And that's why I think a lot of people are confused by it. Like
Right.
I like theater, but then like all of a sudden like they just start singing, and it's just kind of weird for me. But it's really just they're telling the story, and I think that's part of the reason why it was such a huge hit. That and the music that so many people relate to.
That's awesome. Okay, so what are some things that you do to prepare for auditions, and what's the competition like when you show up at auditions? Because I think this is something that people really don't understand when I tell them, like, there are 100 other girls that look like you, and 50 of them sound better than you, and 20 of them dance better than you.
Yeah.
And how are you going to make yourself stand out? So what are some things that you do to prepare for auditions, to prepare for that competition?
Yeah, so to prepare, I just try to. It depends on what the material is, but if they're giving me sides, like dialogue from the show, I'm going to try to be as off book as I can. I want to walk in and have them be impressed by how much hard work I put into this audition, and I want to look good, I want to sound good, and I want them to, when I walk in the room, I want them to like me as much as they like my performance. It's very important, because people want to work with people that they like.
Yes.
They want to go, oh, he was really fun. Oh, he made a joke, or he seems really comfortable and just cool. Like, I feel like I would want him in the rehearsal room. I would want him in my show. I would want him around. Like, he seems like we could be buddies. So you want to be likable, and you want to be prepared, and you really need to just calm yourself. I used to have a really big issue with nerves, and and they would work against me. And so nerves are fine if you can make them work for you, but they was sabotaging myself. And so I would be prepared, and then I would go in there and I would let the nerves get the best of me, and I would not do my best. I would not do what I had rehearsed, and I was really disappointed in myself. And somehow, I think just through time or age, or whatever, I think just doing it over and over and over again, you slowly get over your nerves, because what you really have to do is just you have to be completely yourself, and that is what is going to make you stand out from everybody else. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to imitate anybody else. You have your own voice. You sound like yourself. Don't try to sound like them. And that's what's going to make you stand out. And then when you don't get the job, which you very well may not,
Right.
you can say, you know what, I went in there and I did me. I did what I wanted to do. I'm proud of my work, and that's it. Because there's a million and one different things that the casting director have to think about when they're casting. So they can think, wow, Tommaso, he was great, loved him, awesome voice, like seemed like a really cool guy. But you know what? He's auditioning for this role, and the girl that he's playing opposite of is like super tall, so we need a taller guy. So like he can't do anything about that. I'm only 6 foot. It's like I can't be 5, you know?
Right.
So it's like, great, we're going to take him and we're going to put him over here. And we're not going to give him this job, but maybe we'll give him the next job, or we'll call him in for something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's so many things that are just out of your control that you need to just realize that if you don't get the job, it's not because you weren't good. It's just because it wasn't your time. It was
Yeah.
it was their time. And so the
Yes.
thing that I really that gives me a lot of calmness after an audition is to just be happy for that person that got the gig.
That's a good one.
You know, you have to, because guess
Yeah.
what? One day you're gonna get it, and don't you want people to be happy for you? You don't want people to be like, ugh, I hate them. They got the
Yeah.
job. There's only one part, and there's a
Yes.
million people auditioning. You have to be happy for that one person. You know, it's like they got it, and one day you'll get it.
Yes. You are dropping these truth bombs.
Amen,
My
honey.
You are dropping the truth bombs today. If you guys are enjoying it, please make sure that you share this video with your budding actors or with your other adult friends who just need to hear some truth told on this good Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? I don't know anymore. So, what has been the hardest lesson that you've learned so far within this business?
Yeah, it's got to be learning how to deal with rejection. And I just talked about this, but that, you know, it's a lot of people leave the business because they can't handle it. They're very talented people, but it's really hard for people to hear the word no over and over and
It
over
is.
and over and over again.
It
And it
really
really
is.
it does something to you. And it's it's still hard for me, but personally I say it's not no, it's just not right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's and all you need is one yes, and then you got
That's it.
your gig. One good yes, and like you're good. Like I got a yes after yes, putting in 6 years of auditioning for Jersey Boys. I then stayed with the show for 6 years and had a lot of success with it, and it brought me from one tour to the next, to the commercial, to the billboard, to doing it on Broadway, to playing Bob Gaudio. Like it gave me, you just have to stick with it, because just because you got rejected once, if I would have said, oh, Jersey Boys said no, all right, well, I'm never going to come back again, and I'm never going to audition, and they said no, and I'm going to turn my back to them, like I wouldn't be right here in this interview talking to you, you know. So like that, you have to just know that it's not necessarily a no. It's just not right now. So dealing with rejection is hard, but and everyone deals with it in their own way.
Okay. I like that. True story. My laptop is dying. Let me go grab the charger.
Go charge her.
How unprofessional, Mimi. This is what happens when I work from home.
Well, we still have 4 people that are watching, so that's great. Hi, 4 people.
Yes. You know what is funny though? I use Be Live, and it'll say 4, but as soon as I get off, it'll say like 57 people were watching.
What?
I don't. It's weird.
Be
Like
Live.
even though it looks like it says 4, I'll get off, and when I go to download and stuff, it'll say, oh, 57 people were watching.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, 57 people.
Okay, so if you kind of touched on this a little bit, but if there is something that you could tell your younger self that you know now, what would it be?
If I could tell my younger self something, I would just tell myself, just relax. Don't take yourself too seriously. It's not that deep. We're not saving babies. We're not rocket scientists. We're just doing a little ditty. We're just doing a little show, a little skit. We're singing and dancing. Like,
Yeah.
it's really not that serious. Like, have fun. That's what your job is. Your job is to have fun. For these people that paid hundreds of dollars to sit in a seat, your job is to have them forget about their issues and their problems. So you need to have fun on stage so you can do your job, which is to entertain. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not having fun and if it's not fun for you, then this isn't for you. It has to be. You have to be having a good time.
Yeah.
And uh, yeah, it feels like work. It feels like work sometimes,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I don't feel like I'm working because I love it so much.
Right. And that is like, isn't that like a saying, like, it's not work if you do what you love? And,
That's right. That's
you
right.
know,
Yeah,
all
so
that.
I just tell my younger self to relax. Everything's going to be okay. Nothing, nothing was built overnight. Like, be patient and good things will come to you.
I love that. So you hear that, children and some adults? Hi, Tracy. How you doing, girl? Um, that is that's a big one. And I think especially in this day and age when we're in such a I want it now kind of generation. Like
Yeah.
right now, I want fame right now. People will come to my classes and think, okay, because they took 8 weeks worth of classes, 8 weeks worth, that now they're headed to Broadway. It's like that's not how this works. Like
Right.
as an artist, you're always learning, you're always training, you're always trying to be better. And I
Yeah.
think that some people feel like that they don't need that. That's like, oh, well, I
No.
took an acting class.
It never ends. I was with the show for 6 years, and then the first thing I did was I dropped off my bags. I got home, took a week off, and then I got myself into a film and television class. I'm 36 years old. I'm still taking class.
Yeah.
I'll be taking class for the rest of my life because the industry is constantly changing. And
Yes.
so you need to change with it. And if you don't, you're going to be left in the dust. So
Yes.
I actually talked to a lot of my younger friends who just graduated from school, and they give me a lot of great insight. Like all of my early 20-year-old friends
Yeah.
who are like millennials and they're just really with it. They're super into like what the industry wants right now. And so anytime, it sounds so funny, but like anytime I have an appointment or something, I kind of rack their brains a little bit, because I just feel like they're so much more in the now than I am, because they just graduated and they're out there doing it. So I always try to get their insight.
Yes, that is actually very smart because I often feel like I'm out of the bubble. One, because I'm here in Jacksonville and I'm always like working and I can't seem to catch up on like what's latest, what's new. I'll go to playbill.com and I'll go to Broadway World and but I still feel kind of like out of the loop. So I kind of have to look at, Instagram and some of the younger performers and see like what's happening. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What's the next thing? What's the next show? What's, in off Broadway? What's in the works? And because I feel like it's a little bit easier now for the 20-something-year-olds than it was for us because we didn't have the instant.
We didn't have the internet. I mean, we couldn't. I mean, did we have the internet?
Have the cell phone with there's your audition on it, and upload your headshot and resume. We were mailing them still.
Yeah,
we were mailing.
And they
them.
were black and white too.
Yes,
my black and white headshots.
Yes, and we were still mailing them, like paying companies absurd amounts of money to print like 150 of them, so that we can, staple our resume and mail them off, only to like find them in the trash or someone contact you and go, I found your headshot in the trash can. I had that happen. I'm like, oh, great.
Great. Awesome.
I paid for that. I paid a lot of money for that to end up in the trash. Okay. Well, I think that has been some great stuff, and I'm gonna go into your top 8. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. So the first one is your favorite season.
Fall.
Oh,
Right now.
Right now. Yes, that's a good one. Your favorite color.
Blue, hands down. My whole apartment is blue. Just painted it.
Nice, nice. I think I saw that when you did a video about it.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, that was awesome. Your favorite show? It could be either past or present.
Wow. Okay. Well, I just saw Once on this Island,
Oh, I want to see that so bad.
and that was really, really special. I really felt like I was experiencing theater.
Mm.
It was 90 minutes. It was like no flashy set or costumes or anything, no intermission, and just a beautiful story. I was so inspired by that show.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. All right. Your favorite Muppet?
Who's the one? Is this a Muppet? The one that's up in the balcony with the popcorn?
Are you thinking of the 2 old men?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are those Muppets though?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those
Yeah,
guys.
the
I
ones
know
that
their
are always
names.
like cracking jokes.
They're always like, they like
Yeah.
hate things. Yeah, they're my favorite.
Yes, yeah, they're hysterical. Your favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh, peanut butter anything.
Really?
Peanut
Okay.
butter coffee ice cream. Yeah, got to be peanut butter. Peanut butter coffee. Ooh, great.
Okay.
That sounds like great. I've never even heard of that, but I know I want
Me
it.
either, but I'm thinking like, I wonder if there's peanut butter coffee ice cream out there.
I'm gonna make it.
What's your favorite holiday?
Holidays. God, you know what? New Year's Eve.
Years.
Yeah, people are always like, New Year's. But New Year's, I like to kind of sit home. I spent it by myself a couple years ago. Just ordered some Chinese food, spent it with my dog, watched it on TV. I was in bed by 12:30. It was great. I always feel like it's a rebirth. I write down intentions, and I'm really I'm not into New Year's resolutions, but just intentions of things that what I learned from this past year and what I want from the next year.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. I need to start doing that. Your favorite city?
Other than New York City, I would say San Francisco.
Oh, now see, that's one I never went on. I never went to San Francisco when I was on tour. I always wanted to, but we never did.
It's gorgeous. It's like New York City. It has the grit and the grime, like New York City, which I love. But it's super hilly, which I find to be really charming, and it doesn't get as cold. There's something really special about it. I've been there multiple times, and every time I fall more and more in love with that.
Okay. What about the favorite role that you've played?
I mean, I guess it's got to be Bob Gaudio. I mean, it's an honor to be able to step into those shoes, and there's really only been a handful of people who've done it. So I feel very privileged to have done it, and it's also really hard too. I mean, the guy, all of those seasons literally have like 40 monologues. You're on stage the whole time. You're singing, and just to learn it is a feat in itself. So to learn it and then perform it and hopefully be good at it, which I hope I was. It felt really, really good. I was never on stage playing that role and bored. It was always exhilarating.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Well, are there any words of encouragement or advice that you could give either any of my students, any of my adults, or just anyone in general who is already in the process of doing this, who are getting ready to start? I have one student, Brenna. She's graduating college early. She's in a couple of weeks, and she's going to New York City. She's gonna try her hand at it, and so I'm excited for her. And so, do you have any advice to give anybody about this business?
Yes, I have so much. I would just say Stay focused. Don't get discouraged, or try not to get so discouraged, because it will happen. Don't worry about what other people are doing. That's their journey. Worry about your own journey. Be happy for people when they get parts.
Yeah.
Be happy for them. Be humble. Be humble. Don't be that guy or girl who's I'm great. Meow meow meow. No,
Right.
that's gross. It's gross. No one
Yeah.
likes that. Don't be that person. And also, nobody said it was going to be easy. These people that go to New York and, on their very first audition and book a Broadway show, I'm so happy for them. It's incredible. Good for them. It only it's like they're like a unicorn. It doesn't happen like that all the time. It definitely can. For this girl who's moving there right now, I hope you book your first Broadway show with your first audition. It's possible. People do it all the time. But
True.
is it reality? Yes, it's reality because it happens, but it may not happen that way, and that's okay too.
It may not be your reality.
That's not your path. You have to be ready, and if you're not ready, they'll tell you. So it's hard work, and you have to love it. You have to love it. So just remember that your job is to have fun and to entertain people. And when you walk in the room to audition, that's what you want to show them, that you're fun and you don't take yourself too seriously, and you can, especially like if you mess up an audition, like mess up, you're only human. That's another thing that I learned. Like you don't be so hard on yourself, because what can you do? People mess up, people are late, people do whatever. You're only human. You can only do I could go on forever. I just feel like I'm a book right now. I'm like flipping pages of like mottos. But it's true. I've learned so much. I don't regret anything. My mistakes, whatever, it was all worth it. I'm 36 years old. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I've loved every part of it, the ups, the downs, school, being a waiter, doing all these random gigs that I had to do, my in-between gigs, the highs, the lows. It was all worth it.
And you're still going.
I'm still going. Right now I'm working on my own. I'm creating my own concert. It's a Motown concert where I'm taking the songs and I'm switching them and making like new arrangements for them. So I'm messing with like styles and tempos, and I'm creating like my own concert. So I'm gonna go around and tour with it. So hopefully I'll come to Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Oh my gosh, yes! Maybe let me know. That would be awesome.
That'd be fun. I think you guys would get a kick out of it. I'm working on it right now. I have a show in January. So right now I'm in a phase where like I'm working on my own stuff. Which is great. You gotta keep on keeping on.
You do. And I think right now, especially like in this day and age, I think, and to be honest, I really think it's people like Lin-Manuel who said, I'm just going to write it myself. I'm not going to wait for anybody to cast me in anything. I'm going to write it and I'm going to do it. And I think he has really spawned a new generation of playwrights and songwriters and composers to be like, why are we waiting to be cast in something? Why? We have the ideas. We're talented.
Yeah.
Why don't we just write it and do it and see what happens? So that's awesome.
You can do it.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
This was a great way to start my day. I know it's 12 o'clock, but
listen,
but
me
it's
too.
Okay for me to start my day. Thank you. This was inspiring for me.
I appreciate you so much. Thank everyone who's watching and who is going to watch. I appreciate it. And if you still have questions, even if you're watching the replay, just drop them and I'll get them over to Tommy and see if he can answer them. And
I'd love to.
And just let me know. And Tommy, whenever you want to talk, just hit me up.
Done.
You know how to find me. I'm here.
Of course.
All the time. thank you so much again. I really appreciate you.
Anytime.
And have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you.
And all my Facebook theater freaks, thank you so much for tuning in today. And I will see everyone soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye,
Tommy.
everybody.
Thank you.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Bye.